Hi everybody. This is the Owl and the Oak Tree Knitting Podcast. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, thanks for checking me out. My name is Michelle and you can find me mostly on Instagram and Ravelry as Michelle Owls. Usually this is a bi-weekly podcast, but because I went to the lovely New York Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck over the weekend, I figured I would record so you can see all the things that I purchased before I forget what I got, or I've already put it away. But I want to start with showing you some finished objects. Because round trip was roughly 24 to 26 hours, I was able to get a couple socks finished. I was hoping to get more done, but you know, you take all these things you want to knit to these things and you don't really knit that much. So let's start with socks, because socks has been mostly all I've been knitting here lately, it feels like. So soon, I don't think I'll be knitting socks for a little bit. But the first pair I'm going to show you is my little pumpkin socks. The designer is Sabine Ruppert. And I just loved knitting these socks, you guys. The yarn and pattern marriage was one of the best I've had in a while. I mean, they just went so well together. Look at that. So pretty. And this yarn is the Fawn Knits, and her shop's the Fawn and the Fox. She sells project bags and hand-dyed yarn. And this is the Moonrise Kingdom colorway, and her Raven base, which I don't remember exactly what that is, but there you go. And there's two. I kind of want to make another pair of these. Would that be crazy to have two pairs of pumpkin socks? I don't know. And then the second pair of socks I finished are the Susan Nele socks by Lydia Brown. I think the translation is under her wing, but I'm not too sure. There's the top. After a few rows of this pattern, it's pretty memorable. You can memorize it, so you don't have to constantly look at the pattern. These little shorty socks, and this is my first pair of shorty socks, and I love them. They fit great with my skinny jeans. And this is the Butterbeer colorway, this is. And then this is you've got something just there. Very pretty, soft socks. And there's two of those. And my son, because I have a lot left, he's like, make me a pair out of this. My favorite color is yellow. I said, all right, so you might be seeing some little kid socks in the future with this colorway. So those are the only things I've finished. So I'm going to show you some of the whips that I have. It's not very many, but yeah. So I did also cast on a plain vanilla sock just to take to the festival with me. And we would sit down sometimes under a tree or on a hill and knit. And it's the LeneYarns.com. Her name's Vanessa, and she dyes some beautiful colorways. This is Oh Christmas Tree. And I did not realize it was going to stripe like this. Just the simple slip stitch gusset, or heel flap, I mean. Gusset, this one. And I'm at the decreases now, so I just need to knit for, I don't know, maybe 5 more inches, I don't know, before the toe. And here's the cake. So I've been knitting on that, and this is my there's Pride Nova's Platina, I think, in the 1.5, US 1.5 2.5 millimeter. And what else? Working on my son's cardigan. Oh, this was the Fat Squirrel bag, Amy Beth, in her little sock sack. And the Charlie Harper fabric. Ooh, okay. This is in the awesome sweater bag that I was gifted. I just love this size, you guys. You should sell these. This is really well made. I don't think she sells them. I don't even know if she watches this show, but whatever. This is a little cardigan, but what I'm doing, because I'm teaching Jane Richmond's classic pullover at where I work at Lamekins Hideaway, I'm basically doing that pullover, just not attaching. So I'm doing a little bit smaller than what she wanted you to do for the 30-inch bust. And this is the Ella Rae Classic Heathers in the gray suit. Just a 100% wool worsted yarn. And I'm knitting it on US 8s and the Knitter's Pride Nova Platinas. They're kind of my favorite. So yeah, that's coming along. Let's see, I have the Sucre little bean burrito. So 5 inches from there is where I'll start the ribbing. So I'm kind of hoping to get a lot of the body knit today, because this is for the O Loops Harry Potter knit along, the Cursed Child Challenge. Knit something for your kid, or not doesn't have to be your kid, but just for a child, for the October, and I'm hoping to get it done. We'll see. It's only the 19th. Which today's Wednesday, October 19th. So I don't really have that many days left, but hopefully I can crank it out. So this is kind of basically what I'll be working on mostly until it's finished. Which, of course, since I've been to Rhinebeck and purchased all this yarn for certain projects, I really want to cast those on. But I better get that done first. And I've pulled out, sorry, I keep bending over. Oh my gosh, okay. This is another Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel bag. I love this fabric. The Wanderers Modern Mucklucks by Andrea Mowry, which the finished ones at the shop, but I'm finishing the class up for these this Saturday, going over the heel and the toe. So I got to get on this. I have a few days. I can do it. But this is also knit in the Ella Rae Classics. That's just, I don't know, light gray color and a darkish blue color. I don't have the ball bands, but it might be on my project page. And I'm knitting these on my Knitter's Pride Carbons in US 8. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to see what they look like, I can show you. I love this pattern. She writes really good patterns. That's what they are. Speaking of Andrea, I saw her and Annie Rowden, or by Annie Claire. I saw her and I knew her face, but I couldn't remember her because I've knit things by her. And she had on her the Isle of Purebeck shawl. That's one of my favorites forever. But because I saw her have it on and saw it in real life, I have to cast it on. So I purchased some blacker tweed yarn, like a gray with some colorful tweeds in it. So I don't know when that'll be here, but I have to knit that shawl. That's the one thing about Rhinebeck. You see all the knitwear, and it's great to see things in real life, because even though it's in a picture form and a lot of times it's really pretty pictures, you really need to see things in real life. Yeah. Okay. So those were my whips. Not very many whips right now. So are you guys ready to see what I purchased from Rhinebeck? There's lots. So we left Thursday morning bright and early and had the 13-hour drive or whatever it was. I don't even think it was 13 hours, to be honest. It takes only 12 to get to the city. So this is my first time ever being upstate New York. Every time I ever been to New York was going to the city. And it's just gorgeous up there, you guys. The trees, because our trees here weren't really turning yet. They're kind of turning now that I've been back, but they've been kind of just green. And I go up there and I mean, the trees are turning color. The air was a lot crisper and cooler out. And as soon as I opened the door to get out of the car at the house we rented, the pine smell just hit me full force, and it smelled amazing. Oh my God. Anyway, our house is really cute, really nice. And so we got up Friday, ate some breakfast at this really cute diner, some sort of historical diner in Red Hook, I think it was, because that's where we stayed. And so cute in there. Anyway, and then we walked around the little town of Rhinebeck, went to some antique shops, and wished that I lived closer, because I found a few things that I would just, like, big things, not things that could fit in the car. I went to the Samuel Sweet shop. That was really cute in there, you guys. Such a cute little shop. And so, let's see. We ate at the Liberty Public House that evening, and the food was really good. And it was decorated really nice inside. Then we went to the India Untitled show, and I saw a bunch of people there, and it was really nice. A little crazy at first when I got there. We didn't get there right when it opened. And then after a while, it kind of thinned out a little bit. But when I first thought I wanted to go see Kristen, Bull and Vine Yarns, because I really wanted to get a sweater's quantity of Outlander. I keep seeing people knit with it, and I think it just would make a beautiful cardigan. But alas, I only was able to get one skein, which is totally fine. But her line, poor dear, luckily her husband was there to help her out. The line was so long, but I'm so happy for her. I mean, there was lots of people wanting to buy her things. Well, I mean, her yarn is just amazing. She's great at dyeing. So I'll show you the two skeins that I got from her. This is Outlander, the infamous Outlander, you guys. I finally have some. Can you believe it? I can't. So this is going to be socks. I don't know though, because I've been coveting this skein or this colorway for so long. It might have to be something that goes around my neck so people can see it. Because I initially wanted to get a sweater's quantity and a skein for socks. But this is on her footsie base, which is Blueface Luster. Actually, this is a 80% superwash Blueface Luster and 20% nylon, 400 yards. So I don't know, but I love Blueface Luster. It's my favorite base. Oh, it's so amazing. But yeah, there's that. So this is going to sit on my shelf for a little bit because I just don't know if I want to make socks out of it, since it's the only one I can get. Because I can never make her updates. Maybe one time, maybe sometime, but I don't know. And then when I got up to purchase it, she had some Mooncusser on the table, and I just kind of assumed it was somebody's purchase, but the person walked away. And so I said, is this somebody's purchase? She said no. And because, well, first of all, it's just gorgeous anyways. Look at that. Look at those colors. But she posted on Instagram that she was knitting a pair of socks in this colorway, and I loved the way it was knitting up. And this is her Volca base, so I had to have it. This is her Volca base, the Mooncrusher colorway. I don't remember if I said that. And her Volca base is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, 435 yards. And you guys, this feels like a cloud. I felt some 80-10-10s before, and this feels a lot softer than those. I don't know much about. I know there's different places you buy the naked skeins, but wherever you're getting this, girl, I love it. And this is going to be something that goes around my neck for sure. And I can't think of the name, but it's right up there. It's this shawl cowl thing that just came out, and that's what this is going to be. Really, this is, after I get Oakland sweater finished, I'm scanning this up, caking this up, and casting it on. I love it. So that, oh no, there's more. So right next to her was Spun Right Round Renee. And as if you guys can remember, I was knitting with her Reckless colorway, and I loved it so much, the fabric and everything that it was making, that I couldn't make a pair of socks with it and wanted to make a sock head hat. So I found, this Holy Crow colorway and her superwash sock 80-20, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So I got a sweater's quantity in this. See if you can just do one at a time, or just one. But yeah, I can't wait. This is either going to be like a Madewell cardigan. I haven't decided yet. I can't wait. When will it be? I'm not too sure. So that was in the Untangled show. So then Saturday was the first day of the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. And so that was fun. It was a little crowded at first, but actually I was able to get into a really short line for the apple cider donuts, which I have to say were the best donuts I've ever had in my life. They were so good. I basically made all my purchases on Saturday. Sunday, I purchased a mug and some candies and things like that to bring home to the family. So are you guys ready to see what I purchased? I think this is my first purchase there, which is a project bag made by 3 Bags Full. She's on Etsy. I love this fabric. I had this one in a Doctor Who bag, but I was more drawn to this. I think it's just the colors. And, oh, actually this was my first purchase. This is a an interchangeable bag case by Crippen Works. And that was basically almost everything I purchased, except for a couple things was on my list of things to buy. Just you roll it out and you put the needles in there. I got one of those. Really happy with it. And I wanted to get a couple sweaters quantities of yarn in like a mustardy yellow color and a turquoisey blue color. And I found them. So happy. This is the Spirit Trail Fiberworks. in their Zalty base, which is 100% Targi. You guys, this stuff is so squishy, and I was almost tempted to sleep with it Saturday night. But this is 210 grams, 600 yards. So this is 1,200 yards. So perfect sweater quantity, I think. And this color, I didn't remember, I didn't have a plan for. But I just finished watching KT's Inside Number 23's latest podcast, and she is knitting the Wickerwork pullover by Michelle Wong, which has been in my favorites forever. But seeing her knit it up, it sold me. So this is what that's going to be. And here's the blue one, and I can't even remember the sweater's name that this is going to be. But eventually you'll see it. Or I can put it down here, what pattern I'm planning this for. Oh, I'm sorry. Hot Buttered Rum colorway is this. And this is the Glass Bottom Boat, which is one of my favorite Doris Day films. In case you were wondering. Okay, and then it's walking around and went into the Harrisville booth and purchased a couple skeins of Quarry, which is the Brooklyn Tweed chunky base, and in the sulfur colorway. It's 400. I got 400 yards. So this is going to be a cowl that I've had the pattern for a while in my library. Don't remember the name of the pattern though. I'm so sorry. But since I'm not knitting it yet, it's kind of not really in my brain. Look at that. I love it. So as you can see, I'm pretty much an autumnal color person. Okay. And then these two skeins were, I guess you can say, impulse buys. This is the Neighborhood Fiber Company, and this is their Rhinebeck colorway. And it's the Basquiat, the graffiti artist. I couldn't help myself. One, the speckles, my hair, and you know, there's orange. I love orange. And corally colors. I just think there's gonna be so pretty knit up. And this is what is the base? 100% superwash merino wool, 400 yards. This is their studio sock base. And I've never knit with Neighborhood Fiber Company before. So. You can't go to Rhinebeck without going into the Miss Babs booth. So I purchased this. This is Witch's Brew and the Yummy 2-ply fingering yarn, so which is the 100% superwash merino wool, 400 yards. Whoop. So yeah, I've purchased her yarn before online. That's all I purchased on Saturday. Oh, and there's this little pumpkin. I had to buy it. It's so cute. Do I need another pumpkin? Decorative pumpkin? No. But now I have 3, so. And then I bought this mug on Sunday, which is by Stacy Stanhope. I don't think you can buy this stuff online. And I wish that I would have purchased some more stuff, or went there on Saturday and really looked. It's just, she does beautiful. It's just beautiful. And, you know, got the kids some maple cotton candy and maple sugar candy, and I bought some maple syrup. And then they had, my friends were tasting the maple cream, and I wasn't going to taste it. And then I tasted it, and it was like a party in my mouth. So I bought a little jar of that. So I basically bought everything maple. And yeah, so brought that stuff home for the family. So I had a really good time. We went and looked at the sheep, and I fell in love with the Leicester Longwool sheep. His name was Dayton. I'm pretty sure I could have stood there and petted him all day long. He was such a sweet sheep. Now if I lived on a little bit more land than I do, I'm pretty sure I would buy like 4 of them. Yeah, but I only live like on an acre, so we tried to get land, but nothing was coming up. We were able to sit outside and knit there, listen to that beautiful Peruvian music that they had playing the whole time. Got to meet some lovely people at the podcaster meetup. Got to meet Jacqueline Salem. I almost said Jacqueline Smith. Jacqueline Salem. Her dress was amazing. Oh my God, you guys. She did such a good job. Saw Sharon, Seashore Sharon, and she gave me this cute little package. Thanks, Sharon. This was so sweet. Who else did I get to meet up with? I met Amy Beth in real life finally. We're only like not even a whole state away. She lives in like Indianapolis, and that's like maybe 2.5 hours from here. So I finally got to meet her, which was cool. And I met Claire from New Hampshire Knit. She does an audio podcast. I highly recommend her. And she has opened up a shop called The Woolly Thistle. I think it's like woollythistle.com. And she buys, I guess, UK-based yarns to here, so you can purchase it from her shop so you don't have to pay the crazy shipping prices, which I think is amazing. I can't wait to shop from her shop. And who else did I meet? I met Jenny and Devin. They were, she initially had a podcast called The Tiny Paper Foxes. And I'm sorry, you guys, I can't remember what the name of your new podcast is. I haven't been able to really catch up yet. And they're the cutest little couple. Devin and Eric from Sticks Plus Twine podcast, they're the ones that are creating the Rib magazine. I think it's Rib. But it's meant knitting for men, or knitting for the men in your life. I forget exactly the saying, but I did I posted about it on Instagram. I can't wait for that publication to come out. I'm really excited. I know there was some other people. I'll try to put the pictures after the video of the people I got to say hi to. One person that I kept seeing and kept looking at her face and was like, I know her. Her name's Nicole, and she's the hostess of the Gentle Knitter podcast. She's from Ontario, and I think it's because her podcast is one of the podcasts that were kind of in my queue to watch. She was there, and she had some really pretty hand knits on, and I wish I would have been able to say hi, but the only people I said hi to is if I had some sort of communication with them online. I did see Stephanie Pearl McPhee, you guys, like 4 times. Can you believe it? I saw Ashley from Pneumatic Yarns. I kept running into her all the time. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Lisa from Saratoga Knitting. She has a podcast too. She's a moderator. Moderator? I don't even know if that's the right thing. Moderator. Whatever. And the O Loops Harry Potter cow. So it was great to meet her in person. She's really sweet. But that was a lot of fun. I was really nervous at first, and my friend stayed there for a little bit for moral support. And then I just got chit-chatting with all kinds of people and had a good time. So that was Saturday. But Sunday was more laid back, and I got to hang out with the sheep and knit a lot. And yeah, so I mean, I still looked at a lot of yarn, and I probably could have bought so much more. But it's hard for me to just buy yarn without a purpose. Like, all the yarn in my stash has a purpose. And I really don't have that much of a stash. It's kind of in, right now, just in a big, huge bin until I get shelving in my craft room. And then, let's see, what did we do? Where did we eat Saturday night? Oh, Saturday night we ate at this cute little Italian restaurant, and I can't remember the name. It started with an M. So delicious. Oh my gosh. All the restaurants we ate at were really delicious. And then Sunday night was at a Thai restaurant. And then we left Monday morning really early. And I was so sad. The weekend flew by, you guys. 4 days? No. Went by fast. Anyway. So I got home and I had some Happy Meal. So I'm going to show that to you because I was going to hold off, but I think if I hold off, I'm going to forget about it. So it's just best to show you guys. I purchased a pre-order from Junk Yarn, the sun or the glare, in the Ray colorway. Pretty. And my new project bag from The Fawn and the Fox. Love this fabric. I almost bought some of this fabric to make a top, but I didn't. And the inside is, oops, there's this awesome chartreuse color. Love it. Oh, and here's her tag. And speaking of Ashley from Nomadic Yarns, look how cute this little sock bag is. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had a bag this small before. But look at this fabric, you guys. It's all the Stinkin' Doctors. This is my favorite fabric ever. Dress out of this, but I can't find the fabric. And inside, what is it? Death Day Party. I've knit with her yarn, but never any self-striping yarn. So this is my first, and I'm extremely excited. Yay! So those were the things that I came home to. And then it's time that my trigger finger needs to stop because I've got lots of yarn now. No more yarn. Okay. While I was gone, I realized that I have over 1,000 followers on Instagram and over 100 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. So I would like to host a giveaway. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a thread in my Ravelry group and post a question, and all you have to do is just answer. Please, just one entry per person, and you have to be a member of the group to win. And what I did is I pulled some things that I've already, I own, of things that, of makers that I like. Some of them. There's a million makers. Oh, look at my hair. A million makers that I love. But here is the yarn I think I'm going to give away is the Fawn and the Fox and her Badger base. This is my favorite base. It's the Blue Face Luster. Love this base, you guys. If you haven't knit with it, here's your chance. It's the best. And this is her Let's Stay Home colorway. Lots of pink and some green here. And this came with the kit, that cute little cat bag I have. And then this is from the Gnome Knitter, the Cupcake Progress Keeper. And she gifted this to me, and I figured I'd give it away as a part of my giveaway. And then I purchased this when I went to a wool gathering here in Ohio. This is from Tuft Woolens. In the pink peppermint flavor. And I miss Bab's stitch marker. I bought a little set of little jack-o'-lanterns while I was at Rhinebeck. And this little Notions bag from a local shop called Fabergé. And some keys. So if you would like to win these, please head on over and answer the prompt. I think that's about it for this week. So I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. I had lots of fun at Rhinebeck. If I saw you, it was great to see you. See you next time.